who was that other actor who was talking about like, no, I don't do my own stunts. I want to make sure there are jobs for the stuntmen. Like, Kyle, you would know better than I would.
Alec Baldwin. poor bastard.
I feel bad for the poor bastard too. I'm afraid I'm like the liberal on this call, but like, dude, they told him the gun was clear, and then it wasn't, and he's the actor, right? There's someone else in charge of this.
Hey, you know what? You know what thought I just had?
Go ahead.
Do you think he said something cool right before he pulled the trigger?
I hope so. Make my day.
Oh God, make my day. Oh shit.
I mean, he probably did. He's an actor.
Yeah.
Probably said something.
He was practicing, I think, practicing a cross draw. Yeah, they were in the church set. He was practicing a cross draw. From his left to right, I guess, and the gun was loaded. And when he pulled the trigger, the cinematographer was right in front of him, went through her into the director, one bullet, and no one can really figure out why there was live ammo on the set. Never mind in the friggin' gun at the time. But I have some theories. This girl that they had in charge of the weapons was unbelievably incompetent and not ready for the job.
Yeah.
And obviously you guys are familiar with guns. A Western revolver, you don't pop the cylinder out and spin it and look. You have to open a gate on a Western revolver and you see one chamber at a time. And you literally have to go click, click, click and look at every single one to make sure it's empty. I bet someone opened the gate and went, oh, it's empty. Saw one empty chamber and then put it down and said, oh yeah, that's a cold gun. And
that's a good theory. The sheriff of the county that it happened in is not ruling out criminal charges against Alec Baldwin.
Yeah. I mean, he is the guy that pulled the trigger and it was pointed at someone, and who knows.
I don't think anything will come of that.
I don't think so either. I don't think so either.
I could see how maybe someone wouldn't rule it out, even if he just doesn't want to close that door. Like if I'm president and they say, Woody, are you willing to nuke someone? I'm like, everything's on the table, right? Why would I disarm myself in that regard?
Right.
So that might have been what he was doing, but I still feel like, look, someone's guilty of negligence.
Oh, yeah.
I just don't think it's Alec Baldwin.
Well, I think Kyle was the one who told us, or maybe it wasn't Kyle, maybe I read this, that the reason the woman was hired as the armorer is because her dad was a famous armorer in Hollywood, and they kind of were just like, well, you do it. And she, I think, to her credit, I think like she even said she wasn't qualified to do this.
Yeah.
Like I'm not qualified to handle.
So I didn't say that. That's new information to me. But the idea that your armorer on the movie or TV show or whatever was like, I'm not fit for this job. Like
I could do that job.
Let's not feel bad.
Any of us could do that job.
Well, I mean, better than her.
No shit. I bet I could leave without someone dead.
There's a fan of the show who is an armorer for Hollywood. His name's actually, maybe I shouldn't name him, but we all know who we're talking about. It's poor Anthony. And there's a lot to it. Like when he has people even use blanks, he controls the angles at which they shoot. Like they don't even shoot blanks at each other.
Nope.
It's a camera trick to sort of make it look like they're pointed at each other. And that's part of the safety protocol that he ensures happens. So maybe I would fuck that job up, but at least there wouldn't be real bullets in the guns.
Yeah.
There's supposed to be so many redundancies in how they check the guns. And the second you hand it off, that person is supposed to check the gun to make sure it's empty. Because, you hear, oh, it's a prop gun. How does a prop gun? They're real guns. These are real firing, actual guns. As a matter of fact, another thing that they did that was fucked up was target practice. They were shooting cans with the guns that they were using the next day to film with actual live ammo, and they're plinking cans with these guns. So there was live ammo in the set. They said that they had mixed. They had found a tray of blanks and live ammo in one of the trailers. There isn't even supposed to be live ammo on the set. Like that isn't even supposed to be there. But again, there are so many things. The assistant director was the one that handed the weapon to Alec Baldwin. He's not supposed to do that. He didn't check the gun beforehand. He just assumed it was empty. So, there's a chain of custody there, I think, that everyone fucked up.
I really hope it was some really crazy quip that he made, and it's going to have to get played in court like over and over. Like, smoke on this, Montoya.
Jesus.
And then it's just, no!
He's like, I gave me the shoe. He's like, I'm going to get you. Can you imagine? Bang. Like, look out.
On the cheap, they said, a lot of people on the crew said they had seen for weeks that it was bad.
One of his line was, "You'll never prove I did this on purpose."
That was a line that they cut from the film. That was
quick, write that in the script. Jesus Christ, help me out here.
I mean, that would look horrible for him. What if he said, "I'm going to kill you"?
Oh, God.
Then that would prove guilt. But I don't think that happened. It seems more. I saw the picture of him. He seemed really torn up about having just obviously killed someone.
Oh, did he look upset?
Yeah. He looked. He was giving the normal response of having just accidentally killed someone.
Donald Trump Jr. is selling shirts that say "Guns don't kill people." Alec Baldwin kills people.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
so bad.
I don't want to wear one of those.
Alec Baldwin, I don't know. He does seem like an arrogant prick. He's been in the news so many times for being a piece of shit and, treating his daughter like shit, and then the press, and he drops the F word for a gay guy that was photographing him, and shit like that over the years. We've seen that, but you just don't want to see somebody have to go through that. The family, first of all, the woman, and unless he woke up that day and goes, "God, I want to fucking kill somebody today," he probably feels bad about it.
We should really just
imagine so.
The things he does on purpose, hold him more accountable for those.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I bet it'll blow over. And nothing will really come of it that much, other than I think new rules about armorers on set and new contingencies.
Possibly, but here's the thing: my interest in this movie Rust is way higher than it would have been otherwise. I kind of want to see it now. It's rough that she's dead, but it's very good commercially.
Yeah, everyone wants to see it now.
Yeah,
for some reason. We were talking about on my show. We were talking about the fact that they're trying to now use it to get real guns completely removed from sets. CGI, you could use it for the muzzle flash and the smoke and everything. It's like, first of all, I don't know. I think when even actors are in a room and you're hearing boom, 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 like a gun fight is going on, that sound probably gets you pretty revved up, and the smoke and the smell of gunpowder and stuff. And it's very hard to really fake the kick of a gun and
that's true.
Just the smoke in the room and how it dissipates, just shit like that. But then I look at movies and we played the clip of Sonny Corleone being killed at the toll booth, and it's like there's so many guns going off, so many explosive squibs under his clothes, and no one died on that fucking set. So I think for the most part, there's a pretty good safety record when it comes to guns in film.
Yeah,
also
this is like a freak thing.
I don't have it. I'm making this up, but I feel like the overlap between people with actual gun expertise and experience and Hollywood actors is not what you need it to be. Alec Baldwin probably doesn't know shit about guns.
No,
I would guarantee he doesn't know shit about guns.
A little bit more than he knew a few days ago.
Touche.
And
every day he's learning something new.
And they're like, "Oh, the gun malfunctioned." It's like that gun did exactly what it was supposed to do. The trigger was pulled, perfectly. And it threw a piece of lead into a person. It did exactly what it was supposed to. It was a misfire. It was this. It's like, no, that was a fuck up. That was
it was a damn good shot.
Yeah,
yeah, dude, he got collateral. Those are rare.
Yeah. Double kill.
Hopefully.
Maybe not. like playing Call of Duty when everyone comes running through one door.
Put that shot in a montage to let the bodies hit the floor. Like a 2008 COD video. I mean, it really reveals how truly nothing they knew about guns, or even the armor, or whoever loaded it, if you put a huge bowl of blanks and live ammo and you mix it all up all 4 of us are going to have 100% accuracy of only picking the blanks and putting it in the gun because it doesn't
work with a blank.
They don't even look. They
look nothing alike.
They just look like a round that's crimped at the top. There's no lead. There's no, it's the actual brass that's just crimped into a little point at the tip. That's about it. Some of them use wax or some other sealer, but you would know in a second. The closest thing I think is like a wad cutter. Those you might mistake. Somebody that doesn't know what they're doing might mistake a flat wad cutter for a blank, but I've read that
blanks are really dangerous for about a foot. Like you couldn't put one on your temple and shoot it.
Ask John Eric Hexum. He was a actor back in the 80s, was doing a movie and took a gun with blanks in it, pulled out 5 of the blanks, left one in, spun the cylinder and went, hey, click, boom, it went off. And the energy from the blank put a piece of his skull right into his brain. So his skull was the actual projectile into his brain, and it killed him. Yeah.
Badass. It killed him.
That is some fucked up shit. He's an idiot. And then the Brandon Lee. Lee.
I just heard about that one recently. I guess there was is it called a squib shot when the bullet gets stuck in the barrel? And then a blank was fired behind the bullet that was stuck in the barrel, and there was a bullet that shot him. It just wasn't in the cartridge.
They needed the front of the gun to look like it was loaded with real ammo. So they took the powder out of the rounds, popped the lead back in, and then you look at the front of a revolver, you can see the lead. They didn't deactivate or pull the primers. So the primer charge was enough to dislodge the round and put it into the barrel. Then when they went for the money shot and dumped all the blanks out and put or dumped all the fake bullets out and put the blanks in, it was just waiting for the blank energy to propel the round now that's in the barrel with just about the same speed as a bullet right into Brandon Lee's abdomen there. And then they left him laying there while the rest of the scene played out because they thought he was just acting.
And that is understandable.
Yeah. God, great job, Brandon. Great job,
dude. I believed it.
What if it happened to Daniel Day-Lewis? He'd be dead for an hour before anybody noticed. Like, man, the man's a fucking artist. Look at him. He's still in there. Brilliant. Like we already finished lunch. Look at him.
He brought his own blood packets.
I don't even see his chest moving up and down. It's amazing the dedication this man has.
I've never heard a death rattle. When he said, "Please help me," I'm not lying. I'm not acting.
My name is Daniel Day-Lewis, the actor, and I'm mortally wounded. We were like, "Fuck!" The way he keeps in character.
And the crazy thing was, I believed him. He sold it to me so hard.
Oh,
dying, please help.
He wrote "help me" in his own blood on the floor.
I mean, we put it up to great improv. We didn't know. Are there any other examples of actors dying on set other than like there was that chariot one, right? Ben-Hur, or maybe it was not Ben-Hur.
Oh God, so was there
I think there was a chariot race where people died.
Oh, Twilight Zone movie, yeah.
Twilight Zone's the best one, and by best I mean worst.
Terrible.
So they were filming the scene in like very shallow water, but there was a helicopter. That's the crux of the issue.
It was a Vietnam scene with Vic Morrow and 2 kids that weren't even supposed to be on set at that hour.
Children.
The child actor, they paid no attention. They got some local kids from wherever shithole they were filming this in.
Yep.
And Vic Morrow is supposed to have 1 kid under each arm or something and run out of this lake, this shallow lake, while the helicopter hovered above. And they shot off a couple of flares. One apparently hit the tail rotor of the copter, and this thing just went pew, 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 came right down on top of Vic Morrow and the 2 kids, decapitating Vic Morrow and killing the other 2 kids. I've seen
the video of it hitting.
Oh yeah.
Taylor,
I'm watching it right now.
It couldn't hit them more squarely.
Oh God.
You know how in a movie, how the car will always hit the tree perfectly so that it splits in 2, and you're like, come on, It would hit the rear end or the front end, or like somehow like the guy jumps the motorcycle through like a keyhole in a tower. You're like, nah, come on, something would hang up.
Oh, it
dude. If they had tried, if they had tried to crash this on them, they couldn't have done it more square. Like
the pilot was fucking like all the way in. He was just making sure.
Oh man.
Oh, it was pretty bad. Yeah, Vic Morrow, by the way, a little trivia. The father of Jennifer Jason Leigh, the Stacy from Fast Times at Ridgemont High, the blonde girl.
Oh well, that's true.
And Hateful Eight, she was in that too.
Yeah.
I was just reading about like television and film accidents.
Oh.
27 animals were killed during The Hobbit.
Wow, shit.
On purpose?
Several goats and sheep fell into a sinkhole under the farm. One horse was hobbled and left on the ground for 3 hours. Another was killed after falling off an embankment. One horse had the skin and muscles of her leg torn off from wire fencing. Several chickens were mauled to death by unsupervised dogs and trampled by large. A global protest by PETA for
fucking Alec Baldwin.
Alec Baldwin got 1 kill. 27 animals we're talking about.
Wait, is this the newest Hobbit?
New Zealand,
right? 212 to 14.
Wow. I mean, those movies were not worth the lives of even one chicken. Those movies were fucking awful.
No, The Hobbit was awful.
The Expendables has like every Expendables film has had a couple of decent ones, but my favorite is Jason Statham was driving a truck and the brakes went out and it crashed into the Black Sea. But isn't he like an Olympic diver? He just swam out unharmed.
Of course he did.
Yeah, Jason Statham.
Yeah, that's Jason Statham. He's a man.
He is a man, isn't he?
Man of men. Fucking gang.
He's an honorary American.